Hey guys, just thought I'd drop by a quick XRP analysis continuing on from yesterday's little stop loss hit. So let's just go to the daily right now. So as you can see yesterday, there was a big failure to actually see that momentum push through the 0.32 region. We did plummet back below. We've actually spiked back above that region and began pulling lower. So it looks like right now further downside is confirmed, and here is what I'm really looking at right now. I do see price dropping into this region here. We also have the external trend line pushing down this region as well. So overall, I will jump ship to the BTC analysis after in another video. But right now, if we go to the market cap of the coins, we are seeing a current inverse correlation. BTC is rising ahead of the market, to be fair, and XRP is down as well in coordinates with the others. Again, once we get to Wizard Wednesdays is when we'll start covering the likes of Ethereum, Litecoin, etc. But seeing as BTC is moving slightly ahead of the market, there could be an extra further upside push. However, for now, focusing on XRP, as this was the trade covered yesterday, especially if I dip down to the 4-hour, we are currently seeing a downside push occurring. And I do believe this will trick many people into potentially going long. But I do believe now that we've broken below this region as well, there is a lot of downside pressure to come, and we have not managed to sustain to the upside. As you can see here, all kinds of wicks occurring, a few more wicks rejecting this region as well, pushing down to here. Has been a lot of wicks accumulating, and we could not sustain the upside momentum. And unfortunately, whilst one was asleep, we did see that stop loss get hit. Now, using this as a nice insight and using the daily as a nice overall insight as well into what's going to potentially occur, I do see a spike anywhere down into the zone as a great long opportunity. Again, you can take a short if you want. I wouldn't really advise jumping ship now. You would have to have a fairly tight stop loss for such a movement. However, once we actually start heading down into this region, we can start focusing on what could be a few manipulative spikes through. However, overall fluctuating between this region does give us a nice bounce straight back to the trend line up here. Now, I do believe this move could be fairly quick. It may take, if we're using the 4-hour perspective in particular, this could take maybe a day to actually fulfill. However, it is worth the wait considering the huge upside movement. Now, looking at these regions, this is the region I covered in the Telegram. We have broken below that region there, but anywhere from 0.312, which is located dead in between this nice zone I've drawn for you guys, and of course 0.31 located just below. Great entry to catch a potential long should it actually fulfill. Of course, once we actually get to this region, we will obviously understand and annihilate the price action from that point onwards, which could lead us to a further upside movement. So looking at the upside projections, again, nothing too fancy, just a small potential climb to 0.335. And should we see that break higher, which I still am favoring an upside bias for the time being, because considering BTC is showing some promising signs of an upside push, I do believe over a day or two the market should start to reflect this and we can see that upside push. Now, should we get to this upside region and we do break above, then that should be that 0.345 spike, which should then lead to the retest here and then actually climb us much higher. But overall, on the 4-hour time frame is what I've been focusing on the most at the moment. Just waiting to see this in 3 hours time, how we will close. I do believe if we start closing like this, or even if we pull back up and close like this, the next candle, the consecutive candle, should lead us much lower down into this zone. So right now, it's not really wise to trade. It's best to just sit back. And again, this is kind of a no man's land for me. You're dead in between the low and the high. It's not really worth doing anything right now. Again, if you were to go short, then you have to look at the risk and how close this zone here is. Should this actually fall down now, that's great. But realistically, stops, it could be anywhere up here. There could be a sharp climb back. And I wouldn't really want to be trading or putting a stop loss anywhere below this current resistance level. So just letting that unfold and looking at the bigger picture, because let's actually change this. There we go. We have the nice wizard layout there. I don't know why it hasn't changed on the upside, but looking at this now, let's just say we start spiking to these zones here. I would actually have a fairly wide stop still over there. But looking at the upside projection and potential, you could be making almost 4.5 to 5 times your money and capital on such a movement. So let's actually start focusing on some more bigger picture trades. Why not? Instead of trying to scalp, I know many of you guys are not really ready for the more intraday content just yet. That'll be coming a bit further down the line. Let's focus on some more safer trading alternatives, as it seems, you know, even though I've got 3 trades in a row, when one goes wrong, people like to latch onto that to, you know, cover their own insecurities and stuff. So let's just focus on the longer term picture and safer trading for now. We can focus on the bigger picture stuff and the smaller term trading down the line. So overall, I just thought I'd give you a little breakdown on what I'm seeing happening in the charts right now. It's not really worth me touching a trade until I see some form of movement or fulfillment in this region. As you can see, I wouldn't be too scared if we break below, because the trend line is there anyway, and we've seen it happen several times before, where the box broke, trend line touched, and then we carried on back on our merry way. So let's wait for this to unfold, and we could be seeing a nice movement coming through very soon to this region, and then the long will be fairly magnificent should it come through. And then from there we can dictate, of course, does it break out? We catch the retest and the long. If not, once here, we can catch another short all the way back down. But we will leave that once it actually comes through. So that's it for now. I'll cover a bit of BTC a bit later on should we see some significant movement. But for now, back to record.